What's happening, good people? Welcome to the Wealth 100 Show. I'm your host, George Gilmore, and it's go time. Listen, guys, each week we bring on six-figure professionals and entrepreneurs who are winning in life and business. If you're ready to take your life to the next level, you found the right place. I need you to get into the room right now, guys. I'm putting you in the room with winners that will help push you towards your dreams. Finally, if you want to grow your business, grow your network, and live your dreams to the fullest, I encourage you to apply to the Wealth 100 Mastermind at thewealth100.com, where lives are being transformed through self-development and access to wealth-building opportunities. Welcome to the Wealth 100 Show. Let's go. Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Wealth 100 Show. I am your host, George Gilmore. Got another special guest in the building, Mr. Jesse Artis. What's up, my friend?
What's going on, man?
Look, finally got you here.
I know, right? Been a long time.
Look, finally, he's been coming for the last 3 months, and we finally got him in the building. Listen, guys, Jesse is a superstar entrepreneur. He owns Leap Trucking and Logistics, and he's also a partner of mine in a box truck training course that we're coming out with very, very soon called Box Truckology. You see it on the backdrop back there. So you guys need, if you're going to get into the trucking business, you need to check in with us. Yep. What's going on, young man?
What's going on, Mr. G?
It's you, brother. It's you. Listen, man, I want to thank you for being here.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
The next thing, we're going to get down to business.
Let's do it.
Talk to me, Jesse. Take me back. Tell me who you are. A little bit about what you do. We don't want you to go deep yet.
Okay.
We'll go deep later. Tell the people who you are.
All right. First thing first, my name is Jesse Artis. I'm from a small town called Stantonsburg.
Oh my God!
In Greene County.
Greene County, North Carolina.
In Greene County, North Carolina. Okay. A lot of people, Snow Hill, a lot of people know about Snow Hill. I went to high school at Greene Central. Graduated in 2008. Okay. Then I went to college. Okay. I went to Greensboro, University of North Carolina at Greensboro. I also had a chance to march in the drumline coach still at A&T. So I got kind of, best of both. Yeah, both worlds. A little diversity over here and my brothers over there. So, that's pretty much a little background.
Take me back to Greene County and what you said,
Stantonsburg.
I have never heard of Stantonsburg. Where is it from Snow Hill, man?
So from Stantonsburg from Snow Hill is probably about a good 10, 15 miles out.
It's really in the country, right?
It's really in the country. It's probably like 400 people that live there.
Snow Hill is in the country, so I'm like, what's Stantonsburg?
Right. So grew up there, man. Single parent household, just me and my brother. Okay. My granddad, he was there. He was the one that made sure that growing up, we knew what we needed to know as men. So I'm a country boy, to the heart. Okay.
So you were in the country. What was it like growing up in the country? Some of the nonsense that you was doing in the country. Were doing in the country.
Oh man, it's not like today, man. You got a lot of people that's used to the city, but being in the country growing up, I wouldn't trade it for nothing. Cool. I learned a little bit about how to be a man from a man, and pretty much like work ethic.
Yes, sir. Most guys I know from the country do know how to work.
Yeah, and I'm not scared. I'm not afraid of it.
Right. So you, after you left Stantonsburg, you went to college at UNCG and A&T. Talk to me about your college experience. What did you major in at UNCG, and how did we do all this split or whatever?
All right. So coming from Stantonsburg, I was the first out of my generation. Wow. To go to college.
That's always interesting to hear.
Yeah.
At this, because you're a young guy, so that's so interesting to hear. But anyway.
Yeah. So I was the first one to make it. It was different. Going to Greensboro was like a big city to me because being from Stantonsburg, we wasn't used to going out like that. Right. So seeing different people from different backgrounds that wasn't from Greene County. Okay. You got to think about where we from. It's only one high school. Right. So all the way from everybody knew everybody growing up. Okay. So it was a different experience. I had to adjust very quickly. But I'm glad I did go to college because I probably won't be where I'm at today.
What was your major?
Information systems operation management. Yep, and I had a minor in economics.
Really? Okay, I missed that somehow.
Yep, so it's kind of like IT.
Yeah, exactly. My daughter majored in MIS at A&T. Yep. That was her undergrad, so yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah. No, that's a new one on me. So you majored in that. So tell me about the college experience for you, those 4 years or whatever.
The experience as far as like the diversity and different people, different backgrounds, learning. The marching band took a lot of my time, like my freshman and sophomore year. Yeah, I believe that. So
I'm surprised anybody in A&T's band. You can't get no work done, but anyway.
Yeah, so we practice more than the football team.
Right, you do.
So that my first 2 years it was basically band, and of course I had to get down to the books too. So my brother, he went to Chapel Hill, and he was very helpful throughout college because I didn't have the best grades, but when it comes to IT, computers, anything technology, like I'm there. I can pick it up. Okay, I can pick it up pretty good. Cool. So it was a good experience. I wouldn't trade it.
Talk to me after you finished school. What was your first job?
So when I graduated with my degree, they don't tell you what kind of job to get, and so I was trying to get a job in IT in my field, but they either wanted some experience or you need to have an internship or some certifications.
The internship take you over the top.
Right.
When you come out with that program.
I didn't have any of that. So basically I went online and I'm like management, because I knew I had a management background. I had a leadership. I've always had that leadership. So I ended up getting a job with a management trainee program at Purdue Farms.
Okay.
Out of Bertie County.
Okay.
So going back to the country.
You're going back to where on your end then, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, gotcha.
So started there. It was a 6-month program, and I think I ended up doing it in 5 months because I really needed a supervisor. So started out as a supervisor. I ended up having close to 100 people managing.
That you were managing?
At a very young age.
How old were you?
I was 24, 25.
Okay.
So yeah, that was very challenging because I had to go home and I had to pray to God because I was like, I'm dealing with people that's 40, 50 years old.
They looking at you like you're crazy. Yeah, I already know.
Right.
I already know what it is. Yeah.
Right. So, going home, praying to God and said, hey, this is the direction I need to go.
Okay.
And he gave me the willpower to take it on, and I ain't looked back since.
So you worked for that place. Where did you go next as far as employment?
So after there, I went to Pepsi.
Okay, so that's why I'm trying to figure where Pepsi. Okay, I got you. Where was Pepsi?
Pepsi was outside of Raleigh.
Okay.
In Gardner.
Okay, all right. And what was that position, sir?
So that was another supervisor position.
Okay.
That I took on. At the time, Purdue, I think I had reached my climax, and I was looking for something new.
Okay.
I'm not going to stay at a job more than 2.5, 3 years.
Got you.
Because you're not going to reach your full potential as far as the maximum income you can earn.
Absolutely.
So I knew how to play the game when it come to making money.
Okay. And how long did you stay at Pepsi?
1 year.
Just a year. Why?
Purdue called me back.
Okay.
I got a text message from one of the plant managers, and he was like, hey, man, we got a superintendent job open.
I want to pay some more money now. We couldn't find that money when you were here, but we seem to.
But if you let your work ethic speak for itself, good work. And when you leave and you go, get some more experience.
So you're teaching a lesson right here.
Right.
Go where you're going, do the job, and leave on good terms.
Right.
No matter what, leave on good terms. So you went to Pepsi, then you went back to them. Is that how you ended up over here in where is it? Was that Hope County?
So I ended up when I went back to Purdue as a superintendent. I think I worked there for about two more years.
Okay.
And they put me in the shipping department.
Okay. And
I didn't really like shipping, but they needed someone back there. I had a department where I had a good team. The team, they knew what to do. But they put me in another department that needed some help. And I didn't like the hours. I was getting off at like 3 a.m.
Oh, no.
4 a.m.
No, sir.
Having to work some weekends.
I don't want to participate. I don't want to participate.
Right,
I got you.
Right. And then again, another opportunity came up, and that's how I ended up at Mount Air Farms in Solid City.
And how long did you stay at Mount Air?
I stayed there for a little over a year.
Okay. So what I want to get into is how you get to the business that you're in now. I want to go back to Jesse's in the box truck business, guys. One of the biggest industries that's out there right now. I want to go to how a young man working in a manufacturing type industry goes from that to I'm going to get in this box truck game. Take me back to what got you there. What was going on, my friend?
So I went to a couple weddings, and this is a crazy story. I went to a couple weddings, and it was a guy that was there, went to high school together, and he was driving trucks. And we were just talking about trucks. I'm like, man, that's something that I really wanted to get into, but I don't know if I want to go to school to get my CDLs. He was like, man, they got box trucks coming out to Amazons now where you don't even need a CDL to drive. And I'm like, for real? He was like, yeah. Went to another wedding. The guy told me the same thing. So it started clicking. While I'm at Mount Air, it wasn't the greatest. It was a startup plant, which is why. And so I also started looking like, okay, in the next 30 years, I see this plant manager that's here like 16 hours a day. Working. But what is that going to benefit me and my family down the road? Is this something that I want to do when I'm 50 years old, been at this warehouse for 16 hours a day and I don't own it.
I like the mindset.
So yeah, it clicked.
I like that. That's right. I like the mindset. It clicked for you. So in order to start getting information about that business in particular, what did you do? Tell me what was going on. I know you told me before you were in the car and and every day. Tell me that story.
So one thing about me, Mr. George, is that before I make a move, I'll make sure I got the knowledge. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to make a move unless I know what I'm doing.
Ding, 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 ding. Get the knowledge.
Yeah, because it can set you back. It can set you way back. So one thing that I did was I went online, I researched, and I found these people. Her name was Tawana Randall and Chris Bright.
Okay,
and they had
we met Chris. Yeah,
we met Chris. Yeah. In Atlanta when he was at. I think they had something botch truck.
It was with Trucking Hustle.
Trucking Hustle.
Yeah, Trucking Hustle. You guys that know trucking, the Trucking Hustle podcast, good friends of ours. We went to their event, and Chris was at the event.
And so basically, I met them through the Trucking Hustle podcast.
Okay.
And the podcast not only talked about box trucks, it talked about trucking in general.
Okay.
So what I did for 6 months straight, my job is 45-minute drive.
Okay.
Okay. So that means it's 45 minutes there, 45 minutes back. I turned my car into a library.
Okay.
I listen to nothing but podcasts. I listen to nothing about trucking. I turned the music off and I turned the education on. Mm-hmm. And I did that for 6 months straight before I jumped into it. I also took their course. Okay. They had a box truck course that I took. And Tawana, she's very helpful throughout the process. Mm-hmm. I'm not doing this I just jumped into it and I didn't have a mentor to help me out.
Gotcha.
But that's how it started, just turning my car into a library and learning information.
Are you listening to this, guys? He turned the radio down and listened to podcasts every day for a 45-minute ride at least.
That's an hour and a half a day.
He went and got the information for what he wanted to do. And most people, well, I ain't gonna say most people, a lot of people won't even take that opportunity. Okay, I want to get into A, B, C, D, and E, but they won't take the opportunity or show the initiative to go find that information. Right. Now let me study this thing.
Right.
You can study and learn anything you want just from podcasts. Mm-hmm. If you study a thing, they say 300 hours of audio, you basically got a degree in that space. Yeah. You know, so that was your thing.
I got my degree, I guess.
So you say, yeah, you did get your degree in trucking. In trucking, because you're excellent in that. So did you have mentors beyond Chris and the young lady through their course in the trucking space?
I had a mentor back when I was in college. His name was Tim Stanley. Okay. He's the owner of Blackout Easy window covers. He actually pulled me in when I was working for Bojangles when I was in college. Mm-hmm. He actually saw my dedication in the drive-thru at Bojangles. Okay. People come through the drive-thru, they'd be regular customers, and I knew what they needed. I knew what condiments they wanted. Mm-hmm. Without them having to ask me every day, I see this car, I see this person. I develop a relationship with them. I make sure they had 2 strawberry jellies with a knife in the bag.
Yeah, because you can't get a package yet.
Right.
Or nothing now. Man, can I get a straw?
Right. So I took the initiative to go. I've always been that way, though.
Right, yes, sir.
So end up, he was like, man, you look for a job. And so he pulled up at the drive-thru. I walked out there, we talked. And it was just me and him in his business. And now he's grown his business to a multi-million-dollar business. Mm-hmm. And he was the first guy to really take me underneath his wing and give me books to read, like Good to Great.
Okay, all right.
You know what I'm saying? Good to Great is a great book that he gave me. Right now I'm reading Success Principles, by the way. Okay. But he was a mentor that helped me kind of be where I'm at now.
I love it. Mm-hmm. Listen, so how long, we're going to get down to the business. How long have you been in the trucking business at this point?
A little over 2 years.
Just a little. See, it seems longer than that, Jesse.
A little over 2 years.
It seems longer than that. So how many trucks do you have right now?
So throughout my first year, we was able to grow from 1 truck to 5 trucks. Wow. Right now I do have 6 trucks.
6 trucks on the road. So for you guys, I know when you're in the trucking space, you either got national, local, or regional.
Right.
What do you consider yourself?
So we do OTR. Okay. OTR is over the road. Okay. So we don't go to California. Okay. We pretty much stay on the East Coast, the Midwest, and the South.
Okay. In the South, what's your biggest market?
The Northeast is our biggest market.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's our biggest market. It hasn't been so much lately. We kind of trying to stay in the Midwest now, but when things get back right, the Northeast is our biggest market.
So you're running every day. What makes Elite Trucking unique? That's what I want to know. What is it about you? Because I see people get in this business, right, and they can't get any loads. So how does this guy that studies podcasts for 6 months and read a couple of books hop out? In the first year, you got 5 trucks on the road, and you're still rolling 2 years later.
Relationships.
Talk.
It's all about relationships.
Talk to them about relationships.
I tell people this, like, if you really want it and your grind and your hustle is there, you're going to get it. And you can't do anything. Everybody know your network is your network, you know, so you got to make sure that you network with people, because it's going to determine how much money you're going to make in the future. Right. And so I do have a great relationship with a few brokers to where I don't have to go on the load board and look for loads. They're constantly sending me loads, and I'm constantly trying to have trucks to carry those loads.
I want you to give the audience some of the ways to get started in this business. You don't got to give everything, but give me 3-4 things. Do this, do this, do this. You know?
The first thing I would do, I would tell you, just get as much knowledge as you can and know exactly what you want to do. A lot of people, they say, hey, I got a truck, I'm ready to go. And I'd be like, what's your plan?
Yes, sir.
So you got to have a plan first, and you got to have the knowledge. You got to have a mentor.
I got you.
Have some money set aside. I tell people I'm very conservative. If it was me, I would have $10,000 set to aside before you get into this business.
Got you.
And then after that, I can kind of help you out with the authority, getting your numbers, the right things that you need to get started.
Because what I see, most people really don't understand the process and know how to go through the process, or they can see the steps to go through the process and they still end up messing it up in doing the process. Because paperwork can be a little bit challenging if you haven't done anything like that. You know, talk to me about growth and scaling for you. What does that look like for Leap Trucking? Where are you going? What is it that you want to do with this?
To be honest with you, man, we've grown to the point where I think right now we have about 30 to 40 trucks in our network. Okay.
See, we didn't talk about the network. Let's back up a little bit. We need to talk about this network that you speak of.
Right.
Because when I met you, you had trained. How many guys had you trained already in the space?
I couldn't tell you.
You can't tell me, okay. But anyway.
I got a guy right now saying, hey, I got a truck, you know, I'm ready to go. What's the next step?
Okay. But you were already, I forgot that part, you were already training other individuals, showing them how to get into the business.
Right. And so basically, like, with the relationship that I do have and how I was able to scale is because C.H. Robinson has an abundance of loads. And so when I had one truck, I'm like, hey, how often do we get these loads? And they said, often. And so what I would do is I started my dispatch service to where...
So you just drop another stuff, just drop another...
To where now my dispatch service allows me to grow. That lets me know to say, okay, Jesse, if you're able to dispatch 30 trucks, then you're capable of owning and having 30 trucks.
Okay.
Do I want the hassle in owning 30 trucks? No. But if I have the loads, why not make a percentage off of those loads with other people's trucks?
So you're currently dispatching 30 other trucks.
We have 30 other trucks, but we also have like maybe 10 others that might hit us up here and there. They like, hey man, I'm gonna be in this area. If you got a load, let me know.
Got it. I got it. I love that part. That's a pretty big play you're running there, sir.
Yeah, without my team, I wouldn't be here. I got a team. I got three coordinators, 3 dispatchers that I work with, and they help everything keep going.
With trucking going like it is now, are there any other opportunities in the space that you might be looking at?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a lot of opportunities in trucking.
A lot of verticals. I guess
a lot of people think that in trucking you gotta have a truck. That's not true. That's not true at all. You could be in trucking and have you can own a warehouse. You can have a pallet business. You can have a diesel mechanic service.
Yes, sir.
You can get some land, and now you got your own truck parking lot. Because a lot of times you got issues with people having spaces to park at.
I personally love that space. I told you I was doing some research on the truck parking. They say by 7 p.m. almost all truck parking on interstates is full.
It's true.
And that's why you see so many other trucks just parked on the side of the road.
It's true.
Parked just illegally, basically. But also what I found out that there's an 8 to 12 multiple on income in owning a truck parking lot.
Wow.
So if you got a truck parking lot doing $1 million, you can really sell it for $8 million.
Yeah, pretty much. And I believe
that's strong.
I believe
that's strong. But the shortage is real. Even the federal government is talking about we got to come up with something.
Because trucking ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, truck's not going nowhere. It's more being on the road. I think that's we need to look at that. I think we've talked about it.
Yeah, we talked about it.
What is talk to me about the biggest challenge that you're having right now in the industry?
The biggest challenge is the rates. The rates is the biggest challenge. I think when I came in during the pandemic.
Right.
And so the pandemic is when a lot of people that's entrepreneurs really saw a lot of success. Trucking was one of them. And so now with the war, I mean, you got a lot of things going on in the world to where we had an influx of more truck drivers and more carriers signing on than more loads now. Okay. So we have a lot of new people coming on, which is kind of hurting the rates a little bit.
Gotcha.
So once the rates get back to where they were, I think you'll see a lot more people making more money like they were during the pandemic.
Do you see a shakeout coming of people in the industry? All the newer people that, I'm going to say the newer people, I guess the people that don't know what they're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll put it that way.
The people that don't understand like how to run a business. You got a lot of people, man. I'd be like, what's your profit margins? What are you making per week? You know, what are you doing? They just running a truck. And those going to be the ones, and people that's renting trucks, you know, people paying $1,200 a week to rent a truck. And where you got people that's already owning a truck and they don't have that much expenses. You got to keep your expenses low.
It's a numbers game.
It's a numbers game. If your expenses is low, you're going to be successful. But if your expenses high, you're not going to be successful.
I want to talk to you about the name Leap Trucking. Let's back up to that. Talk to me about it. What does that mean?
So it took me a while. I was thinking about the name. Me and my brother Aaron Somerville, we was coming up. He helped.
Shout out to Mr. Somerville.
Yeah, shout out Aaron.
Mr. California.
Yeah, everywhere.
I know. I want to see him in Mexico or somewhere.
Puerto Rico.
Exactly.
Yeah. But he helped me come up with the name, and it's called Leap Trucking, and the Leap stand for letting every action prosper in logistics.
Talk to him.
I don't want to be in trucking just to be another trucking company.
Gotcha.
Okay. I want my actions. I want my voice over the phone. I want my smile. I want my personality to let them know that, hey, something different about Leap Trucking. I trust them boys that have that freedom on their truck.
Gotcha.
And we're not trying to be like everybody else. I don't get in anything to be regular.
Gotcha.
I get in it to dominate.
Talk that smack to him. Listen, talk to me about mindset. How is it that you keep your mindset? How do you keep a positive mental attitude in this industry? Because I know some days can be challenging.
The man up above. Man up above. And also, you know, just biggest thing now is like I'm reading more, meditating more. I'm trying to develop a morning routine. I think I'm about 75% there on that.
What does that look like? What's your morning routine?
So my alarm goes off at 6 o'clock to the Breakfast Club.
Okay.
So whenever the Breakfast Club come on, you always hear Charlamagne the God say, yo. So 6 o'clock that comes on, and when that comes on, I'm like, okay, this is another day. So I probably lay there about 20 minutes. I get up, I say my prayers, I go in, brush my teeth, I go to the gym.
Okay.
So I try to be to the gym by 6:45. I try to be on a treadmill for 30 minutes, listen to my audiobook.
Okay. I
get back to the house and it's time to go to work.
What I like, you've been in this business 2 years, and guess what you're still doing? You went right back to learning. You're constantly learning, constantly improving, and that's where a lot of people drop the ball.
Yes, sir.
They don't want to do that part. They think it's all gravy when you get in the game, and I say it on every podcast. Entrepreneurship is up, down,
yes, sir.
all day long.
You're right.
It ain't straight. It will never just be a flat line.
You're right.
Talk to me about some of the other dreams that you're having, maybe possibly outside of trucking, if you would like to get into that.
Real estate.
Oh, talk smack.
I think every millionaire there got some kind of hand in real estate.
What's the number? What is it? 85%, 90%?
It's
of millionaires in America. I don't remember the number. I'm just saying. I know it's high.
Yeah, it's
made their money in real estate.
But real estate is the next thing that I want to do. I currently do have a property now that I rent out, but I want to have a bigger footprint in real estate. Okay. And that's just to start right now.
Listen, guys. Also, like we said, you see the logo back here. We have a company together called Box Truckology. The website's not up yet. It'll be coming up real soon, probably the next, I'll say 60 days. I'm giving myself a little time. But we will have a course teaching you with this guy, myself and another partner, how to get in the box truck business and how to win in the box truck business. We don't want you to just get in there, but it's fine to get the information ahead of time before you get into business.
Right.
That's the thing I tell people. Me and you have this discussion all the time.
And getting the right information. Because I think a lot of people, they're just out to try to make money off of you. I don't want to put anything out there unless I know it's going to help you win.
Correct.
Like with one truck, you can make $250,000 if you do over the road.
Okay.
And so that's why I ask you, what do you want to do? You want to be local? You want to be regional? You want to be over the road? You can make $250,000 off one truck.
One truck over the road.
So if I got 6 trucks, you kind of do the math. And if you have the relationships to keep those trucks running, the sky's the limit.
Gotcha. Yeah. I was talking to a guy that he does local, our friend. He was talking about some other local things he can get into. Because you can do... You can haul for furniture companies with a box truck.
Yeah.
You can haul for Amazon. Yeah, absolutely, Amazon. You can haul for Lowe's, Home Depot.
You can go to industrial parks, and they got a lot of places there that don't want to deal with the day-to-day operations of having a truck driver, to where they'd rather outsource it to someone that's close by. They know you from that area. Mm-hmm. You just gotta be different. You gotta go out there and look for the work.
Do you have an exit number from the business? If I came to you and was like, look, bro, I'll give you $10 million right now for what you got. Is there a number that'll make you jump?
That's a good question. That is a very good question. I think it's always a number that'll make somebody jump.
Yeah, people say it isn't until it is.
Right. They may say it's not a number, but I think it's always a number. But right now, man, it would have to be. It had to be up there.
Gotta be up there.
It gotta be up there.
What's the number?
I say
for where you are now, for what you got now.
I'll say about 20.
About 20. Mm-hmm. I was listening to a guy the other day that had a construction company. I was telling you the story earlier.
Right.
And he had he was doing, God, how many was he doing? 100. He's probably doing 20 million in business a year, right? He had a construction company, and somebody offered him 10 million or something like that. Mm-hmm. And he didn't take it. And then a year later, the bottom dropped out of the market. And I bet he lost $10 million liquid money. That's insane.
I bet he would have wished he would take it.
So that's always a challenge with people. Oh, I never said. Right. Yeah, you may not. You just got to figure that out for yourself. Listen, man, we're gonna wrap it up. I'm glad you came through to talk to the people. I didn't want to hold you long. I know you got somewhere to be this evening. But look, brother, I thank you for coming through. Tell people where they can find you on social media, sir. All right,
so my social media on Instagram and Facebook. Instagram is Path to Greatness with one S on the end. Okay. Facebook is Leap Trucking. Instagram is Leap Trucking _LLC. And Facebook is Jesse Artis. Jesse Artis.
Listen, guys, we thank you for tuning in to the Wealth 100 podcast. If you are interested in the box truck business, give us about 2 months. Go to boxtruckology.com. That is us. We'll have some good information there for you and kind of help you guys get started in the industry if you want to. Again, I thank you for tuning in to the Wealth 100. I am your host, George Gilmore. Peace. Thank you for tuning in to the Wealth 100 show. Today's show has been sponsored by the Wealth 100 Mastermind. If you're ready to join a tribe of winners, if you want to be a part of the best mastermind on the planet, go to thewealth100.com right now and apply. I need you to get into the room right now, guys. Let's go. Thewealth100.com.